Howdy everyone, Runt9 here, and welcome to Runt9 Looks At Against the Moon. Against the Moon is a new roguelike deck builder with a grid-based, turn-based combat system setup. It seems like it's kind of in the same vein as Gordian Quest, a game that has been in and out of the show here on YouTube and Twitch over the past year since I first checked it out, kind of at the beginning of my streaming setup last year. And you know, it feels like it's got a lot of the elements that I like with maybe some new twists on things. So, for one reason or another, it is no longer available on Steam. I'm not necessarily sure why. I picked it up, I think about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and was planning on taking a look at it when the ice storm hit and Texas was plunged back into the Dark Ages. And just didn't get a chance to, and now it's not on Steam. So hopefully that means that everything is still fine and like the game is still gonna like exist and whatnot. It looks like you can still get it off their website and you can get it off of GOG. So if you do end up liking what you see, you just may not be able to find it on Steam, at least not right now. So why don't we just click start mission and see what happens? Apparently it has a lot of story, exactly what you like. I mean, we'll skip some of the story, but it all depends. So there's Prologue, Ancestors Festival, and Luma Run. I would venture to guess that Luma Run is more of the traditional roguelike experience, and Prologue is maybe more story-driven. So we'll start here. Dynamic story about battle with the most powerful servants of the moon, Furos Delecti. Scenario rules: Arc Sarcophagus is fully healed after each battle. Preset group of Volturi. I mean, I really have no idea what any of this means. I'm assuming that's money. Unlock some stuff. Cool. Sure. I mean, just give me a tutorial.
Arcs, the last stronghold of humanity on Earth. The planet is now fully under the control of the Furos, a vicious species designed by humans centuries past, but now guided by the corrupt moon. The ancient city's infrastructure.
You guys hear this at all?
Badly degraded and require a constant supply of Luma, that enigmatic energy source upon which so much relies.
Who cares?
One of Arc's most famous.
I mean, some people might care about the story. I'm a mechanics guy, but I'll let it play.
He was busy training a squadron of new recruits for the city guard. Recent data predicted more than 25% of them will die during their first year of service, either from the unrelenting moonstorms or during city maintenance operations. Despite these foreboding numbers, every student was quietly content to be training with the legend. Galdir was careful.
So, I do appreciate that there's quote-unquote voice acting, but the narrator, not necessarily great. Apparently there's a bunch of cutscenes. Okay, we'll see. Fate of your mission will be decided on the battlefield. Everything depends on your strength, cleverness, and hopefully a little luck. Okay. Twisted abominations are Furos. They are the moon's servants and humanity's sworn enemies. They have attack and HP. Easy enough. Okay. Overwhelmed. Powers available to play in battle. Summon a minion. So already feeling just like the dungeon beneath that we played yesterday. Attack and defense, hero, minions. Very similar kind of setup there, but I don't think this one's an auto-battler. Maybe it kind of is. No, because it's a deck builder. They have a Luma cost to play. So not really an auto-battler, but kinda. The Arc Sarcophagus is not designed for battle and must be protected, equipped with predictive combat analysis. Okay, so basically, like, you can see what's coming in. You can channel Luma, draw 2 additional powers from your Arcana. So you draw 2 cards from your deck every turn. You can draw minions and spells, so a little monster train type stuff there. You got minions plus spells. It's not just minions. So we can use 2 damage. Bop. I mean, even if the game is unfinished, The art style and the clarity. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of a lack of clarity, but I feel like it's got a very clean aesthetic, and I actually really like the art on it so far. And so, again, like, I'm going into this, like, very tentatively, and it's because I don't think I've ever bought a game and then seen it pulled from Steam. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a game on my wish list get pulled from Steam. I know the reviews on Steam were mixed. Apparently it has some bad reviews elsewhere, and that's why I'm, like, really making sure that I drive home everything that I find that I like about the game, because thus far, I haven't seen anything that tells me this is going to be bad at all. Because thus far, it has all the same kind of mechanics that I very much like. So, destroy the hero, just like what we did yesterday. So, win the battle. Well, I mean, you just do that, right? Was that not their leader? Oh, their leader is up there. Okay. Well, then we'll just put you there. And intern. So far, it seems like a lesser version of Nowhere Prophet. Yeah, Nowhere Prophet is another one that was on my wish list for a long time, and I never ended up actually playing it. Can I just hit you directly? I cannot? Alright, well, what if I do that? We are going to need to turn on fast animations. I remember seeing that in settings. Seems like that's almost a requirement on every game that I play, for one reason or another. So I believe that they're just going to, yeah, 8 damage is incoming on the enemy heroes, so I believe that we are more than okay. Alright, so far, seems fine. I am going to skip over the story. I apologize for that. I already got lost kind of immediately, so... Luffy has it on for the king, however it is supposed to only work in solo mode. Yeah, the animations in For the King were fairly slow as well. These are not so dangerous, eliminate them as quickly as possible. Something big is approaching. Arx is vulnerable to incoming damage, summon this minion to protect the top lane. So it's funny that, like, we ended up playing 2 games that were basically the same boiled down meat mechanics as last time. Although this one we have a hero that doesn't do damage and a hero that does do damage. Most minions have special abilities, deals damage to the enemy in the mirrored position when entering the battlefield. So this is something that, no, it wasn't Monster Train that tried it. Maybe it was One Step from Eden. There was some game that I played that, yeah, it was some One Step from Eden mechanics. I don't like mirrored position stuff on grids because I guess in turn-based it's not as bad. In One Step from Eden, it really messed with me because it, especially the middle two, just remembering which one is which. So we're gonna go here, and that's gonna, okay, so that's the mirror, makes sense. And then it says win the battle. Well, I click in turn. Inspect its abilities. Whenever there are 3 or more... Okay. Whenever there are 3 or more behemoths on the battlefield, gain +8 attack, +8 HP, and corruption. Apparently it is approximately 6,927 kilograms. It'll be destroyed at the beginning of next turn. I do not know what behemoths are, but it seems like that would be a beneficial... Oh, if there's 3 or more of them. Okay, I understand. So we have Rage Cannon. And we have another Echo. So why don't we just put you there? You'll deal some damage, and then you can tank 2 hits. We can ice you, and you're going to go through and bop the boss, or the enemy Hero? Colossus? I don't even know what, like, the base term is. Ultimately, like, we can ignore them. Assuming that a third one gets summoned next turn, then we take some more damage. I feel like we just do this. Like, maybe this is a dumb strategy, but just outspeed them, because they're only doing 1 damage at a time. And then this turn... Every character has an ultimate, which can be activated once you have enough energy. Generates 1 energy per turn. You need 1 additional energy to activate the ultimate. Some magicals like this can generate additional energy. Okay. The time has come. Activate Earth Splitter. Stun 3 enemy creatures. Well, that's convenient. Go away. My phone is buzzing a lot. Apparently one of my friends got in a kind of a nasty car wreck today, and just hoping he's alright. Alright, so they're stunned, and so I will summon you there, and next turn we can summon one down here. Or actually, they're corrupted, so they're dead this turn anyways. And then we overwhelm them with sheer numbers and win this turn. Yeah, you do 3 damage, so we just go here, and we kill you. And that seems good. Alright, so assuming we can get through the tutorial here in just a moment, we'll probably see what the run mode is like, because I want to see, like, what the actual deck building and whatnot is like. And again, like, I apologize for skipping the lore. You know, for me, I want to understand the mechanics, because that's what's going to determine if I'm going to play a game long term. And I think that's what a lot of you out there want to see if you're watching my videos is, what are the root mechanics of the game? So this is our deck. Ready to consume Arcana cells, recalibrate and stabilize the process. Okay, so we can... Powers granted by Arcana, highly dependent on the individual experience of the Furos and current phase of the moon, and therefore are impossible to predict. A little bit over the top. 3 random powers, which you can keep only one. Examine your options and choose. So this is gains +2 shields. Squad protection, which absorbs incoming damage during the combat phase. Stun this minion. Generate +1 Luma. I believe Luma is the purple resource. So I feel like for 3, you get something that you can maybe kind of put off to the side and generate extra energy each turn. It seems good to me. Some minions can generate shields. Shields protect the whole squad, and we have some shield thingies. So we drag you there. Okay, so it's a shield for the whole lane. That's kind of cool, honestly. I mean, in that case, I'm going to put this guy back here, generate some Luma. And yeah, we're going to take 2 damage, but we have 20 HP. See if I care. They're attacking our life points directly. So, I mean, you just generate some shields here, and you generate some shields here. And that seems... Oh, that's not my shield bot. A little shield here. Whoops. Fine. Discard powers, used magicas, and destroyed minions, reshuffled back into Arcana whenever it's depleted. Oh, that's not a button. That's your discard pile. Okay, I understand. Yeah, so far, like, it's got everything that I would want from this type of game. As far as... It's got spells, it's got minions, it's got some tactics, it's got deck building. Probably a little bit too heavy on the lore as far as, like, throwing a bunch of words at you that you have no idea what any of them mean. I would have toned that down just a little bit, personally, but, you know, I respect them stepping out of the usual comfort zone. And yeah, actually, I want to kill you. And we'll just kill one of these. Okay, so the Nidhogg's give +1 HP. So we need to nuke the healers from orbit, ideally. So probably get some damage going. We have 7 Luma, which means we could summon 2 of these. You deal 1 damage in the mirrored position. Why don't we summon you there and taking 8 damage? Shouldn't we only be taking 5? We're taking 5, yet somehow we're taking 8. I'm honestly not sure I completely understand why, but we'll just go ahead and put up a blocker there, I guess. Okay. Sure. Has her own ultimate ability, which you can activate with energy. Gain +3 attack on 1 turn and +3 HP, and fights enemy with the highest HP value. Well, I don't feel like we want to use that ability. And we can hold 4 more energy. So I feel like we should hold off on that. And why don't we shield and shield. Oh, and apparently that also did like 25 damage to the enemy as well. So, I mean, I can definitely understand, you know, the game has a little bit of rough around the edges. How I would describe it. Arcana has been expanded. Perfect time to eliminate the Furo squad. 1 damage to all creatures in the target squad. Okay. So we can ice a whole lane. Seems pretty good. Gain +3 attack until the end of next turn. We have 4 Luma. So I will gladly take 3 damage to put you here to get in a big attack, and then use that to ice you. It didn't kill. Okay, yeah, because it's only +3 attack, not +4. That's fine. It'll be easy to kill it next turn. Oh, it's +3 attack until the end of turn. Oh, okay. So it's also good for getting in a big attack on the enemy boss. So really, we just need to figure out how are we going to get 3 damage in. Well, I think it's simple. You destroy that lane, and then you place one of those there, and you click in turn, and you win. Seems easy enough to me. Metacube. Used to mutate minions and magickas. Alright, so we're going to get a little bit of Monster Train style upgrading. There's too much. There's just too much. Okay. Useful to fine-tune your Arcana and tailor an effective strategy for the mission. Metacube allows you to mutate single power in your Arcana, altering its effect. Each Magicka and minion can be mutated in 2 different ways. Okay, so instead of it being arbitrary thing applies to anything, It's more of the classic. This thing has one or more upgrade paths. So a little more, you know, typical Slay the Spire style in that regard, which totally fine with that as well. So you can either upgrade it to give 2 shields in all 3 lanes, or only 2 shields when it comes out, but 2 shields every turn. Considering that it only has 2 HP, I feel like the script will not get utilized very much, whereas being able to place 1 unit and block every lane gives you a chance to manipulate lanes to your advantage in a given turn to try to get in some free damage on the enemy hero. Okay, so am I able to return to menu? I would venture to guess that it's probably going to give me a little bit more. Oh, it'll delete the existing game save. Let's see here. We're probably reasonably far in right now. I want to make sure we have a chance to at least start a run. So yeah, we'll delete that. I can go back to that. I figure Luma run. Do I have to start a new prologue now? Okay. I mean, I guess if there's still more tutorial, then we won't skip any more tutorial. Alright, so we need to go back and upgrade this again because it didn't save. Generate in each one, mutate. Okay, that's fine. And then go back to the map. And so it looks like it has... I would venture to guess it's randomly generated pathing. Alright, so this is just straight up win the battle. Whenever you summon a minion, they gain 1 attack and lose 1 HP. Alright, so you got to be careful about how much you summon. That much makes sense. So I still feel like we want this. And then if we put down another hero, or another unit, not in front of you, you die. So how about we just do that? And you ice each other. You're taking 3 damage, which kind of stinks. We're taking 3 damage, but this seems fine. Heroes often prioritize Ultori with low HP right now is in danger of being knocked out. Don't worry, I'm an Architectus. Okay. Target Ultori... Okay, Ultori just means characters. Target character gets +1 attack, protection, and sets HP to 1. So immunity to a single source of damage. So a single source of damage is all of this, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm going to take advantage of an open middle lane and then probably just throw you out there to... So actually, this should kill you, right? Yeah. Because I summoned another minion and then it was +1 damage. So we're dealing 8 to the enemy hero. Seems like it's decent. And, I mean, we're taking a big hit from all of them, but our other hero person character was immune to damage. Can be used to overload the Arc Sarcophagus to devastating effect. Accumulate 8 energy. So Runic Energy gives us an energy. And then how do we get energy again? By killing stuff? I mean, we can make you immune again. I figure that's probably part of it. And then +2 shields, I don't think actually buys us anything. We can nuke one of you. But I guess damage overruns. I don't know. Why don't we just do that? That seems fine. Oh, and we can also nuke something from orbit as well. So we'll do that. That'll save our energy. Can I not kill you? Moonshell cannot be targeted by magicka powers. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I can understand that. And also attack increased by 2. Whenever you play any magicka, they gain an attack and lose an HP. Oh, so we should probably just hit them, and now you guys die and you're at 1 HP. That seems good. Do we just gain 1 flat energy per turn? You know, Hearthstone mana generation style? Seems like that's the case. So, draw 2 cards. I'll take it. Generate an energy, and... You're still immune to damage this turn, so why don't we make you immune to damage? You have 5 HP. I only have 4, so we can only summon 1 thing. We're only taking 5 damage right now. I feel like the easy answer is to just overload some more damage in this lane. That gets us another 4 damage inbound and end the turn. Yeah, so far, you know, it's not necessarily doing anything particularly unique. But again, I really like the art style, and it's doing things, I would say, the right way. As far as this genre is concerned, so certainly not upset about it. Alright, so we have our 8 energy, and we've got some... Super, Ultra, Mega. 4 damage to all enemy creatures and 8 damage to the enemy leader. Okay, so we just win. Cool. Seems good. That works.
Yes.
Sophia,
Stop.
after some quick... Sophia,
For 62 hours. Proceed to the Furos Delecti location. So does this mean we're going to a boss? Oh, so we have a starting hand, draw, and Luma flow. So, and we also have HP. So Ultori upgrade tells me that we can also upgrade our characters, which is good. I'm just picking an option. Ultori upgrade and Ark's HP. So we get more max HP on ourselves. Got an upgrade point. After important milestones, your Ultori will gain additional abilities. Choose the new ability that best suits your playstyle. So we have 3 characters. So that's very Gordian Quest-like. Draw 1 additional power at the beginning of every turn. Galdir moves 1 position forward on the battlefield and gains plus 2 HP. Whenever Amara takes damage, she gains plus 1 attack. I mean, let's go for a little bit of Berserker-style action. And then it opens up a tree of new things. Beginning of the turn, if she is alone in the squad, she stuns minion with the highest attack. Whenever another character activates ultimate, Amara gains plus 1 attack and plus 1 HP. That seems pretty decent. Okay, and so looks like randomly generated pathing with tells you what you get out of it. 2 meta cubes or 1 Ultori upgrade. Why don't we go for another Ultori upgrade? Seems good. And click start event. So yeah, I mean, I can see there's definitely some rough edges on this game, but I honestly, like, I'm not necessarily understanding the complaints. I feel like maybe if I got into it a little more, I might see, you know, more lack of polish and whatnot. But I feel like the art is very well done. The voice acting is not necessarily top tier, but it's an indie game in early access, so I'm not going to fault them for that. And the core mechanics seem solid. It's a roguelike deck builder, and it's got full grid-based combat. So thus far, I feel like the game is pretty solid. I might sink my teeth into it a little bit more, but... Not my type of game, to be fair. I mean, I can certainly understand that. To me, it feels like it's right along the same lines of, like I said, Gordian Quest-like. So, costs 2, but randomly makes something in hand cost 2 more. I mean, I get it, but do I want to do that? So Sophia's ultimate is discard hand and draw 5 powers. So we have 2 open lanes right now, and what do? Whenever you're destroyed, add a Fungari minion to the hand. Is that what this is? Oh, are these just here to clog up our hand, and these give us more garbage in our hand? Okay, I mean, if so, that's... I'm usually a fan of those types of mechanics. So why don't we do this? That clears you up. Whenever destroyed or discarded, this minion is completely removed from the battle. Okay, so yeah, it just adds garbage to our hand. That doesn't particularly bother me. I think that I am happy to throw you down up here and get in whatever kind of attack we can this turn. Alright, what do? Deal 1 damage to arcs for each Fungari in your hand. Alright, that's kind of a rude combination. Makes sense. So we actually want to consider playing them so we don't take a bunch of damage, but we could also just try to kill them. Let's see what our options might be here. So we've got 3 damage incoming in both of these lanes. Why don't we... It's executed on your turn. So if we do this, you're dead. And if we do this, you're protected. You're not dead, but that's okay. And... I don't think we want to use this because it sets HP to 1. We've got room in our hand. I guess we'll draw 2 powers just so we have it for next turn. And we drew our plus Luma minion, which is pretty nice. Very tricky. Their tactic is infect the mind and slowly corrupt our Arcana. Okay. So these guys... We probably like Volatile Barrage here just because it lets us get in 3 damage in this lane and keeps our Naga alive. We could also consider icing this lane because Barrage plus Brutal Strike kills both of them. We only have 6 Luma though. Maybe that's okay. No, I feel like we want to get our extra Luma generation out there and then... Right now, 2 damage is going to hit you if we don't do anything about it. This costs 1 less energy, so we'll ice you. That keeps our it keeps Sophia alive, and then why don't we just generate some energy to get closer to using an ultimate? So we're not doing much damage to the enemy leader right now, but I think that seems okay. We've got some ultimates ready to go. Can help if you get stuck without powers or Luma. Yeah, so discard hand and draw 5 powers. I mean, we do have a hand that's mostly garbage right now. We can get 2 shields in every lane. I gotta think that's pretty valuable right about now. I say throw it down here, because then that gets us 2 shields and a chump blocker to block a little bit of damage. I'm thinking maybe Amara would ice one of them, and then we can go from there as far as do we need to stun or deal with one of the other ones. Alright, so she killed the middle lane. So we need to just put another minion here. We've got 1 damage is making it through, so literally any blocker gets us where we need to be. We could throw down a Volatile Barrage, and that would fix the problem. We've only got 3 Luma left. I feel like we should just go ahead and get the Naga out there. This will do the trick. The 4 damage, 3 is trickling over, so we're getting into the enemy leader for 11 damage, which I feel like is pretty solid. Cleared out the enemy battlefield. We've got consumable shields. Destroy up to 3 shields in the squad until the end of turn. Target minion gets +2 attack for each shield destroyed. Okay. I can see where that's beneficial. So, I mean, you guys really want to kill Sophia, don't you? I mean, I feel like you look at mesh. So we've got 5 damage incoming. I mean, let's just do that and click in turn, and we win. Have lethal. Alright, so unless it's about to introduce another new mechanic, this is probably where we're going to leave things off. I feel like we've got a reasonable hold of the game. And, you know, we got some other potential upgrades here. So, yeah, no, I agree. Adrian is a decent stopping point. I think this is everything that we needed to see about Against the Moon. So, thank you guys for being here, checking out the game with me. So, again, hopefully this gives you a better idea than maybe some of the other reviews you've seen out there. Honestly, like, from me to you developers, I feel like you've got a great game here. And I would like to check it out a little bit more. And I look forward to seeing what the game has to offer in the future. But that is going to do it for this segment. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you come check out things like this live in the future over on twitch.tv/Runt9Plays. I'd love to have you here. But yeah, that's going to be it. We're going to be sticking live here for a little bit longer, playing a little Loop Hero. Expect to see that coming out on YouTube in the next few days. But for now, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I am Runt9, and I will see you